Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We're back for week 7 of the LPDL Low Tier Little Cup Draft League. This week we are facing off against MSR. They have a very scary team that we'll go over real quick. Double Poisons is really fun with Salandit plus Krogunk. I think Krogunk is going to be a huge threat to the team, and Salandit's very faster than everything on my team, and I think they will run Toxic Spikes, which can absolutely smoke me since I don't have a grounded poison or anything that is immune to T-Spikes. I think Unburdened Drifloon can be really solid versus my team as well with all the setup opportunities, but it doesn't have Strength Sap, which is very nice. Drowsy is one of the kill leaders in the league, like top 5, so going to be a tough Pokemon to deal with as a Terra Captain. And Barboach, if it gets a Dragon Dance setup, is faster than my whole team besides a Scarf Blitzel, which we're not bringing, and absolutely just destroys me. Has super effective coverage into basically everything on my squad, but +1 Earthquakes just destroy anything that doesn't resist. We only have one resist, which is Turtwig, which we're going to be forced to tear out of if they do set up those T-Spikes so we don't just lose on the spot. So it's going to be a fun game. But let's get into what I'm bringing. Starting off with our Choice Scarf Galarian Slowpoke here, trying to catch the double poison types off guard with Choice Scarf and Headbutt since we are faster than their whole team. After that, Choice Scarf, Earthquake as well is pretty spammable versus their squad. Hits stuff like the Nose Pass and the Palmy as well. And then we also have Facade and Trick. We also have a Choice Scarf Gumi here, which has Sap Sipper just in case we need to take a hit from Rowlets. Modest Draco Meteor should be able to smash a ton of Pokemon on their team since they don't have a Fairy type naturally, although their Drowsy does like to tear in the Fairy type. We have Sludge Wave to cover for that. Thunderbolt can hit the Drifloon and the Seal, and then we have Dragon Pulse as well for some coverage. Next up is going to be Sprout, our Turtwig. Terra Poison this week just to try to soak up some of the T-Spikes if we need it, but it is going to be our designated lead in this game to be able to click Trailblaze versus any of the poison types on turn 1 and then Zen Headbutt to be able to revenge kill them. Then we're forced to find out what their Scarfer is going to be. Potentially Krogunk or Drowsy I think are very likely in this game. And if they don't have a Choice Scarfer, then we smoke through their entire team with a ton of attack investment. Crunch, Zen Headbutt, and Seed Bomb go crazy into them. Next up, we have our Phanpy here, which is great in the whole game. If we get a Trailblaze boost up, we're super solid versus their whole squad. If they have a Barboach with an Eviolite that wants to set up with me, Trailblaze into Ice Shard always knocks them out. And then Earthquake plus Knockoff destroys the rest of their team. If we can catch that Drifloon on a switch with Knockoff, that's great, because we might not be able to knock them out if they're super duper defense invested, but that into an Ice Shard always does. Then we have our Blitzel here, another Sap Sipper Pokemon for the Rowlet, and can always switch into the Rowlet very freely. We are Naive Nature with Trailblaze, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Protect. Trailblaze obviously for that Barboach, and then besides that, they do not have an immunity to electric type attacks, so we just destroy them. Protect is nice just in case we need to get by Fake Out on Salandit or the Krogunk, and then the Oranberry lets us have the more reliable switch into that Rowlet and everything on their team. And last up is going to be our Hippopotas with an Eviolite, more defensive set this week with Stone Edge, Slack Off, Earthquake, and Stealth Rocks. Just looks really solid into their team. And the Stealth Rocks, if I am able to get them up, it's just going to be really nice to be able to chip the Seal and the Drifloon down. That are both really annoying threats to my team. That's going to be about it. We're both very close to getting into playoffs, so this game matters a ton. If I win this, I should be pretty solid. If they win this, they should be pretty solid, but we have to win both of these last 2 games to guarantee it, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. Hope you guys do enjoy. Let's get straight to the game. What is good, everyone? We are here for week 7 of the LPDL low tier. We are facing off against MSR. They're 3-3 -1. Really important playoff game here, and we do see everything I expected, actually. Besides, I thought Nose Pass might want to come over the Seal, but not super surprised. Now I have some good options for leads here. I have a lot of good options. By the way, their Drowsy is Terra Ground, which I like. I'm a big fan. I think Dumbo is really good here as a lead, unless we see the Seal, which I doubt we would see as a lead, but it could happen. I think Barboach is a lot more likely, and then we can Trailblaze versus that guy, put ourselves in a decent position. I also do really like Sprout, just in case they want to get up those T-Spikes, because they do have double Pokemon, but I am Lumberry, and I can work around it if needed. So we'll lead with Dumbo. Man, Sprout is a really good lead. I'm just worried because they're Terra Ground. We'll lead Sprout. We'll keep Dumbo in the back for Eviolite. And that'll be my squad. I think that works out. I really like my double Scarfers in this game because they're not Terra Fairy. Draco just gets a KO basically every time it comes out. Have to figure out which of their 2 Pokemon are going to be the Eviolite. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Krogunk is probably going to be one in either the Seal or the Drowsy, which is fine for me. They do lead with the Salandit, that's fine. We are just going to get my Terra off, and I'm going to click Trailblaze into you. I don't care if you want to burn me, that's totally fine. I'm just going to Trailblaze. And then we're just going to be put into a pretty decent position versus them. Because I can Zen Headbutt them the next turn. And I'll just be good, actually. They don't really have anything that wants to come in on me. If they Wisp me here, once I take this guy out, they can choose to go Drifloon and then Wisp me down with that Pokemon, which might be their best option. Drifloon. Yeah, it could be scary, but I'm pretty sure Drifloon is not a Strength Sapper, which is nice. Let me just double check that though. Drifloon. We do get the Terra off. Yeah, they're not a Strength Sapper, so that's fine. So I can kind of just blow through them. And Crunch does just 1,000,000,000%. Do we see T-Spikes go up here? We just see Flamethrower, that's fine. The Flamethrower does 15 damage to Turtwig. That is crazy. Flamethrower. Yeah, through Terra, that's definitely max invested. If they're Choice Scarf, this is bad, but if not, I just Zen Headbutt and I take him out here because we're +1. So I will go for it. They probably know that I can take them out here because I do have ground coverage. I have other sorts of coverage. But this is nice for me. This is definitely nice. So let's see what you want to do here. Do you preserve this Pokemon? I'd love it if you didn't. You don't. Beautiful. This Pokemon goes down, so that's good. Turtwig gets that KO right off the bat. +1 speed, so either they're going to have to bring out a Scarfer, which could be Drowsy, or we're just going to be in a good position. I think Drowsy being the Scarfer does make a lot of sense here, though. And if they bring out the Drifloon, then I just crunch that Pokemon, get a lot of damage off versus their team. If it's Drowsy, we just see like a Terra Blast Ground come out. And I have a couple of options. Maybe just stacking this Turtwig at that point, because now I don't have to deal with their T-Spikes or anything like that. Yeah, I like this position. It could be better, definitely could be, but you know, it is what it is. I really wish that they just went for T-Spike that turn, because being able to save this Turtwig's health would have been super duper nice. Azalea is the Krogunk. Okay. The Krogunk does come out. Does this Sucker Punch knock me out? It never does. So you're going to have to be Choice Scarf to be able to knock me out. If you are, that's fine by me. I will just click Zen Headbutt here. I will just always click Zen. We see Earthquake, so yeah, they're Choice Scarf, Krogunk. Makes sense. Choice Scarf, and I'm assuming that they're Jolly. They should be. No, they could get away with Adamant if they're max. But I mean, I could go into Fampi here, get off Trailblaze versus them, or just like straight up Knockoff. Honestly, Knockoff is a really solid play. Knocking off this Scarf would be really, really nice. Or, I mean, I assume we're going to see Drifloon come out, so knocking that Pokemon off will be great. It's just a free click for me. So we trade these. We see one of their Choice Scarfers if they have multiple. And we are just going to do 1,000,000,000% to Drifloon on the swap. They can't really do too much to me with this Pokemon. Like an Earthquake here does 7 damage. Maybe 8. That's really nothing. They do withdraw. Show me the Drifloon. Aster, I think that's Drifloon. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. This has a chance to just straight up KO. It does. Beautiful. That's awesome. No crit needed. If they're 0 bulk, which they basically had to be, and that's an 87.5% chance. So yeah, we get a good play there. Love to see that. What do we see come in next? It is an interesting predicament for them. If we see the Barboach come in, I just Trailblaze. If we see Seal, it could be a little bit interesting. Seal with Eviolite can live a Trailblaze into an Earthquake, which does make it more interesting for sure. It might be nice to just get that damage off while I can. And they can outrun me here. That is annoying. Maybe Trailblaze into Earthquake is my best bet. We'll see if they actually bring that Pokemon out. They send out Snapdragon, which is the Barboach. Beautiful. I love this because I can always just Trailblaze. If you are Eviolite, Trailblaze into Ice Shard always knocks you out. And you never knock me out unless you're like Choice Banded or something like that. And if you are, you just die here. Obviously, you can outrun me as you Dragon Dance. Beautiful. That is beautiful. This Pokemon probably just dies. Trailblaze, yep, just Okos, straight up. We get a crit. If you're Eviolite and no matter what, if you're Eviolite, that into Ice Shard always knocks you out, so it doesn't matter at all. So crit never matters on that turn. Love that for me. Thought about leading Phanpy for that scenario because I thought they might want to lead the Barboach, but glad I did it how I did it. Now, what are we going to see come out next? I mean, they don't have great answers for this at all. The Krogon gets put down. The Seal, I mean, the Seal is what they should bring out, I think, which can do a lot of damage to me. With what, like Surf or something? Maybe you could also be physical. I've had Seal in the past. You might be like Aqua Jet and Ice Shard on that Pokemon. Maybe more defensive. You could be triple priority with Fake Out as well, which I have ran in the past. Let me just look over their moveset. Marigold. It is the Drowsy. That's quite surprising for me. I'm +1 speed, so I'm always outrunning this guy. Drowsy. If you are Scarfed, you could outrun me here. I mean, I can Earthquake into Ice Shard. I think is the safest bet versus them. I should normally knock them out with that, especially if they do end up tearing. And I don't think I should ever die to one hit. So they're just going to tear ground here. That's fine. That means they're weak to the Ice Shard. I could have Trailblazed, but I think this is better. I guess if they're Eviolite, then it could be tough. As we are faster, so they're not Scarfed. And they are Eviolite. So you get the Psychic off. This should do a decent bit. Yeah, nothing too crazy. And this Trailblaze looks like it can knock them out. They're at 45. Honestly, it should knock them out. So I'll go for Trailblaze. This should knock them. It does. Amazing. That is great. So their Drowsy just straight up goes down. It's looking to me like their Seal... I mean, their Seal is not Eviolite. I'm pretty sure it was the Barboach. So they should take 1,000,000,000% to whatever move I want to go for versus them. And I don't think they can ever knock me out in like one Aqua Jet. A Surf or something like that would knock me out, I'm pretty sure. They might be physical. And if they're physical, like a Waterfall or something. Do you get Liquidation even? Not even Liquidation. Let's see what Waterfall does. Waterfall actually doesn't even knock me out all the time. I will just Earthquake this guy, I think. I could knock you off. Yeah, I mean, my electric types are just so free right now. So I could knock you off. Make sure that you're not like a Wakan or something. I think Earthquake is just a little bit better. I guess if you're Scarfed, this is better. I'll knock. We're going to get that Eviolite off. Okay, so this Pokemon is Eviolite, and they're Curse. Okay. That's fine. They're probably priority with that. I mean, honestly, it's not great for me. That's definitely not great, but I can make it work. I Earthquake this turn for sure. I'm just getting massive damage off on this Pokemon since they're no Eviolite. And that knockoff did a ton anyways. Like, dang. They were Eviolite and that knockoff still did so much. So yeah, this Earthquake, even at +1 defense, should be doing around 50% to them. And I don't think I die to an Aqua Jet. Yeah, I never die to Aqua Jet unless I get crit here. I guess, okay, let's look at Adamant. Yeah, Adamant, I always live. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff for your boy. It can be scary if they're like rest. They are Aqua Jet. We live. They did 10, so they're not Adamant. And we do a ton back. Aqua Jet, they're not even attack invested at all, really. I mean, they probably have like 36 or whatever. Whatever gets them to the next point. 76. Maybe something like that. So I mean, I could Ice Shard here to get damage. I could save this Pokemon. Doesn't really make sense for me to save it. So I'm just gonna sack. Just go for EQ. They're gonna Ice Shard, so they show the double prio. Man, what kind of set are you? Are you just like Adamant no attack? Weird damage that they get on me. I think I can go out to Kablam here. Go out to Blitzel. We should never die to anything, and we just get free T-Bolt off versus them. I honestly, I could Trailblaze them here too. I don't think Trailblaze makes sense. I just Volt Switch actually, because I put myself in a better position versus a Krogunk. They kind of have to lock themselves into EQ. And I think I feel pretty safe in this one. I just want to try to preserve as much differential as possible. Phanpy went absolutely insane here. Just a great Pokemon, man. So we will Volt Switch. Should easily knock them out. I don't care how much investment you have or anything like that. You're just dying. They do Aqua Jet me. And they do a lot. You're going to bring me back up with my Orin, which is great. Worked out beautifully in that regards. So yep, we just Volt out. Goodbye to the Seal. And what do I bring in here? They might have a Dark move, right? So maybe Slowpoke isn't the best. Krogunk. I also don't want to miss my Zen Headbutt. So yeah, we'll just go Moto here. And even an Ice Punch from them is not going to do anything to me. And we should always knock them out with EQ. So I think we're going to get a nice 4-0 victory over MSR. That is huge for my playoff chances, man. That'll put me at 4-3 plus 5. And I think that should definitely be enough. As long as I don't just get destroyed next week, I should totally be in a great spot for it. So that is going to be it. There's nothing you can do, Mr. Choice Scarf Krogunk. I made sure of it. Yeah, they're just going to spam EQ versus my team. It's going to do just about nothing to me. That is my go Moto, and we get the big Oko. GG's to MSR. Make sure you go check them out along with all the other LPDL coaches that should be linked in the description. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.